don't earn money from your music. You earn money from your touring and merch.
Yep.
That's your most basic income right now. And all these guys, all my homies right now, they're suffering because not everybody's touring right now. We're all under still restriction. We're all doing that virtual festival, which is, I feel, who started that? Was it EDC, the Insomnia people who started the virtual festival?
It was either them or Tomorrowland, because I know Tomorrowland did one, but it wasn't
right.
Tomorrowland was the first one to do the one that you had to buy tickets for.
Oh, wait.
Had the full like production with like a fake crowd and like a huge stage and all that.
Wait. Oh, that's very interesting. Like, tell me a little bit more about that, because I wasn't aware that Tomorrowland actually made people purchase tickets to see a virtual presence.
Yeah, so Tomorrowland, I think the tickets were like $20. So you bought a ticket, you're able to log in and actually watch the festival live, and then it stores it for like another like 10 days after, so you can watch it. But yeah, it was like a $20 ticket, for one person, and you can watch it live on stream. But they went full production, like it looked like you were actually at the festival with like a fake crowd and fireworks and all this stuff.
Holy shit! So I called it. Called it something that one of my homies, we were in this episode, we were talking about it, is that eventually it was these virtual festivals, nice and neat, but you're producing a lot of money with no income. All you're getting is streams. You're not gonna get a lot of money out of streams. You get like what, 0.0005 cents per stream, something like that.
On
whichever stream you go, whether it's YouTube
like,
or Facebook or Spotify, wherever you're streaming at.
I know EDC was doing it on Twitch, and that is 100%, and Group Cruise also, and those are 100% for donations.
Donations.
Yeah, because Twitch only pays you if you run an ad, which I run ads all the time. You get paid by subscriptions, and you get paid by donations, and most of them can't do subscriptions because they don't do enough shows per week. That's why.
So as I was going back to it, I was talking to my homie about this, and I said to myself, bro, the most safest way to do this and the best way to get 100% of your money back is if you do the pay-per-view route, which is basically pay a certain amount, whatever the amount is, and then you get to watch all the artists, Yep. I can't believe Tomorrowland started that first than EDC.
Yeah, they did their own that was like it wasn't paid, and then they did a real full production festival.
Tomorrowland or EDC?
Tomorrowland.
Okay.
EDC did a full EDC Las Vegas.
Yeah. Virtual fun.
Yeah, virtual, but it was just virtual. It was no, I don't think they made any revenue unless people were giving out donations through it. But because unless you're an affiliate with, they're probably an affiliate now, but if you're not an affiliate with Twitch, you can't run ads or anything like that. So that's the only thing.
We're going to go back to that part about the affiliates, because that's something I really want to discuss, and, something that definitely benefits me. But I called it. Fuck. I called it. I knew it was just a matter of time, and I said it loud and clear. It was months ago when I said it. It's like, it's going to get to the point that it's going to be virtual festivals, pay-per-view style, like pay this much and you see this much. Now, this is a question I give to everybody in this show about these virtual festivals. Do you see this as a long-term thing, or it's gonna be a short thing?
Depends. So the way it will work is a lot of DCMA going out right now to a lot of artists. I think on Twitch platform it's probably gonna die out. But I think on their own platforms, if they can do it right, like Tomorrowland did, then I think it might be beneficial a couple times a year.
So another thing is, I would say, it's like, due to the times that we're right now, look how much money ravers or customers are saving money by not going to these shows, even though they want to go to these shows. They're saving like hundreds of dollars, like between airplane tickets, transportations, hotels,
parking, drinks,
food, and now you can pay. How much was did you say? 20?
It was $20. You pay $20, invite 10 friends over to the house, whatever. Buy a couple bottles of drinks, whatever you guys are going to be doing, and there you go. You're not have to worry about nothing. Comes out to like what, $100 maybe?
Yeah, like a typical festival price is $100 at best, you know?
And you're paying $100 for 10 friends.
Yeah, exactly. So my question to that is probably it's related to the previous question, but it still stands. Now that we may have the option for virtual thing, you think when things are settled down and people can come in, are those people are there still? Well, let's put it general. Would there be people that they still want to spend that much money to go to these festivals, or would there be a more percentage of people say, you know what, I'm happy to spend $20 or so or whatnot, divided by my friends, and watch it from my home?
I think people that I've never experienced something like EDC or Tomorrowland or anything like that will still want to go. It's just the fact of meeting new people. So a lot of people in EDC, I've met a lot of people in EDC.
Right.
I've met a lot of people in Music Week. They just want to do that. They want to meet new people. So I think in sense, yeah, there's going to be some people that just want to do it from home, but there's going to be a lot of people that still want to go out and experience it somewhere else. So,
okay. I want to close this in the promoting topics. I want to close this because there's some things that I want to discuss with you and I want to hear your opinions about it. In regards to the whole local artists trying to promote back in the days right now and whatnot, do you believe in a DJ / promoter calling themselves an artist, like a musician artist, or you just you're just a DJ promoter?
Yeah, like for me, I don't produce any music. I'll just be a DJ promoter. I'm not an artist. I'm not a anything like that. I'm just a DJ. Pretty much. Anybody who takes that type of title, I think you're just doing it wrong. That's not what you want to do, because first thing that's going to happen, someone goes to a club, hears your music, likes it, goes, hey, let me hear your music. Oh, I don't produce any music. And, you kind of like just put yourself in a predicament there. So you don't want to do that at all. So,
but we do know a lot of people that are like that, right?
Yeah, there are some people that are out there that do that. I just don't recommend it. Right now with the pandemic, I would not recommend it, period, if you're playing at any places at all. We did base camp with Humans Alike.
Yeah.
And every single company and their mother was there. So talking about Seven Lions, I'm talking about Disco Lab. I got Man Behind Denials, his company. I forgot what it was right now because there's so many companies out there. But all the companies were there. So last thing you want is saying, oh, I'm an artist. And then they go, okay, let me hear your music. No, I don't produce any music. You just really just burn. You're going to have to change your name. You're going to have to do whatever that artist did. I'm not going to mention his name, but change his name and all that. But yeah.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. You don't want to do that. Don't do that.
Yep, I know. I know. I almost spit out his name on the previous episode.
Yeah.
Well, I actually did spit out his name, his new changed name, and it was today that I remember. Oh, I remember his old name. It was
yeah.
It was that, and I kept to myself, and I was like, I'm gonna have to edit that part because, again, he hasn't done anything wrong on me, so I don't want to start a new potential beef.
Yeah.
But I know who you're talking. That's very obvious. Well, I actually want to hear your thoughts about Borges.
Okay.
You know who Borges is, right?
Yes. Yeah, I saw Borges at Life in Color, I think the first time when they had the 2 stages.
Okay.
I remember seeing him there.
What do you know about him?
That's pretty much all I know about him, not that much.
Okay, so I'll give you a little rundown about Borges and what he does. I mean, he's a Miami native. Obviously, a house DJ. He started out with his infamous song, the Tsunami track with the dubs. What people don't know, and this is public, and this is not me spreading rumors or is like, this is well known in the industry. Dubs and Borges never made that song to begin with. That was all Kashmir. Kashmir goes produce that song, and obviously they're all under Spinning Records. So obviously Kashmir basically goes produced to a lot of the house DJs in Spinning Records. That was the main one because I love Kashmir a lot because he actually on his first Ultra show, his intro was Tsunami. And he made a huge orchestra performance out of it. And everybody's like, what the hell? Like, damn, like he went this far for a song that's not even his? It was later on that when I did my research, I saw the producer credits goes to Kashmir. It's like,
That's why.
And later, I started to do more research on Borges. I want to see, because some of the songs I heard, it was like, damn, I love this guy. I used to love this guy back in my house era that I felt. Mm-hmm. And I love some of his songs. It was later on I figured out that, dude, this guy's not even a musician. He's a promoter. He was a full-time fledged DJ promoter. And I don't know what happened, that he he probably met with some of the Spinning Records people, and somehow he put his image out there, and now he's Borges, the one that everybody knows about. I had a big issue when people do that. That you basically started out with not knowing music and just had somebody to ghost produce your track, and now you're the big shot and everything. Mm-hmm. I have issues with that, because like that means you're just phoning. You're only doing this for the fame, man. You're not even doing this because you wanted it to.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm talking to you about this, because I want to hear your thoughts about this once I finish this, is because it wasn't until this year I figured out, like, holy shit, so this guy was a promoter. Is it? Yeah. Remember when I told you that every touring DJ from every label that's signed and whatnot, their basic income is touring and merching, right? So when you cut that off, you only got music, but music doesn't give you nothing. And I did make an explanation about royalties and whatnot. You don't get your royalties right away. You get it a year after, because it gives you the sum of the whole year, and here's your check. And even so, you don't get like $1,000 or anything. Sometimes you even get less. But those royalties are forever, so you're gonna get a check of certain amount. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you cut their basic income, and then things started to fall down. What I found out, I don't know if you heard about this, and I don't know if you heard this in your area, or he actually did an illegal party during the pandemic.
I've heard of some illegal parties. I wasn't sure if it was him though.
Well, one of them happens to be his, because I saw it on Twitter.
Okay, so I know another artist that got other stuff happened to him.
Yeah. And it just shows you the nature of him. Like, shows you what kind of person he really is, and how, because obviously you cut his basic income, and he's like, he doesn't want to lose money. He wants the money to keep flowing. I get it. I was about to lose money too in my actual job. I'm pretty sure on yours you lost hundreds of thousands of dollars because of the cruise industry, right?
Yeah.
You still working there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure you guys got furloughed and whatnot. Everybody is on the crapper. But this guy was so desperate that he actually had to throw an illegal party. And obviously, it was, in a sense, successful, because people were also tired and they want to get the fuck out of the house, and they want to go to the parties because they want to do something. I don't remember the specifics detail, but I saw it on Twitter. I don't know if it got canceled or not. I'm pretty sure it did. And I did saw that everybody, because it was Borges. His title, that was his show. That was his show. That's how I know, and it was on Twitter. And somebody put it out. Great, another DJ promoter from Miami doing this shit. I was like, damn, I didn't know about the promoter, that he was that. And then later I found out that he had COVID, and others too.
See, that's just, it's not the way you do things. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of us have done a lot of safety protocols to make sure that we do our events right.
Yeah.
Example, Space.
Mm-hmm.
They waited until they can open to do their things. Treehouse waited till they opened to do their things. Travis with Basecamp, the first event wasn't the most best when it came to trying to, COVID. It was our first event. The second one, they did a lot better. They had actual barricades to only put 6 people per area.
Yeah.
But people live and learn. But those parties that they were doing, I saw one with Cascade at a boat party.
Yeah.
That was another one. I'm like, with no mask. I'm like, he probably didn't know about it. They probably just go, look, we're going to pay you the money. And then he probably showed up and I was like, this is not what I signed up for. But I mean, it's true. People are losing their income. They need to make their money somehow. So it's like, but yeah, you don't do illegal events. Like,
yeah, no, like don't risk don't only risk your own life, but risking other people's life.
Yeah, because now you just risk yourself. You risk your label that you're on. You risk your name out there because now everyone knows your name.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that the ones that were writing that on Facebook, all the promoters going, oh, great, this happened, whatever. They're not going to book you in Miami if this pandemic goes longer than it's supposed to because, we're all struggling right now when it comes to that.
I agree. That's something I wanted to bring you into, because I didn't know whether you knew about it or not. But I just
I knew about other ones that happen out there, and it was just a lot of people got their bridges burned, promoter wise, doing illegal events, and it's like if this gets even worse, then it's like we're not going to have you around because you're the cause of it. So
well, there's one article that I wanted to bring you into it, and it's I read this article. I want to hear your thoughts about this. Let me see if I find it right here, by Vice. Do you know how accurate is Vice is?
They're somewhat accurate. I've seen some articles from them, but
so I saw this article about a girl, apparently that she's a writer in Vice. Her name is Naja Benison. Have you ever heard of that name in the house world?
No.
Okay, so according to her, she's been performing with people like Robert Schultz. Hold on. Rehab. Who else? Yeah, Robert Schultz, Rehab, and others all around. Something that actually grinded my gears a lot. And again, I'm putting this as a disclaimer. I have no problems with anyone, with any gender, male or female or both, whatever, however you want to describe it, that wants to be a DJ and wants to perform and wants to do whatever they want to do. Kudos. If you want to call yourselves a DJ, call yourselves a DJ. If you want to call yourself an artist, make sure you live up to that name, that you are an artist and you make music. What I didn't appreciate about this article, because I'm going to send it to you, is about this girl. She basically entered to the DJ world through promotion, and she started DJing, and then she learned how to market herself and started having people to ghost produce. And she's been doing this for 2 years or so. And it's basically, she's saying like, how easy it is to get into the industry. And see, I got paid this much money. Like, I'm making this much now. And, and it's true. It's all about drugs. It's all about this. And people don't really care, blah, blah, blah. I didn't like it because maybe I'm biased. People may be biased about this, but I didn't like it for the fact that she actually tried to prove a point for her project, for her article. This was all based on, I'm doing a project, and this is what my project led me into. I didn't like when culture vultures like her come into the industry and just puts out the bad shit that happens in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to that, I think it was Gareth Emery. They did a track. Was it Gareth Emery that did a track about the ghost producing?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
I mean, it gets to the point that it's, if you have the image and the look and all that stuff, they're gonna put you. Look, I don't have the image or whatever. Let's say me, but you have the image. I'm gonna make all your music. You're gonna play it. And that's about it. Perfect example, Dash Berlin. There's 3 guys. Dash Berlin's the face of it. The other 2 guys are doing all the music with him, but it's like, he's the face of it. So it's like, I think a lot of people are thinking that, look, I'm not getting into it, but my music is good. So, but you have the look and all that stuff. Here's the music, and then go from there. I mean, that's the issue that's happening a lot. I don't know if it's happening as much as it did before when Gareth Emery came out with that parody, because he came out with that because obviously that was happening a lot more back in the day. But I think that's what the issue was. People don't have the image or don't find themselves like they should. And that's why they use someone else as a, stepping stool to get, from the back burner.
Barely Alive actually does that. Matt and Willie, they're both Barely Alive. I mean, we always knew Barely Alive was 2 people. It was until later on the futures in which you only see 1 person. And everybody thought like, oh my God, they split? I thought there were 2 people. It was like, no, it's just one of them happens to stay home and makes the music while the other one does the DJing. And Matt does DJing too. I mean, music too. It's just that Willie actually has more time. And I feel like I remember that it was because of health concerns that he could not DJ, So
Ali and Fila do the same thing.
Yeah, Ali and Fila does the same thing.
I think it's Fida's the one that DJs, and then Ali can't because of his hearing, so he doesn't go to the actual shows. But yeah, some DJs do that. I think, who's the other one? Trying to think of their name. What is her name? Data Life. Also,
Data Life. Yeah,
one of them only shows up now out of the 2. for most
I
events.
didn't know about that. That's interesting. Yeah, I just didn't like the fact that I saw about an article from Vice that she doesn't know anything about the music industry, and she just managed to get in and says like whatever she wants to say in there and tells everybody it's like, yeah, like this is what the ugly truth of the industry is. Like you only probably scratch the ugly side more than what it actually truly does, more than what you actually claim to. So I don't know. I'm gonna send you the article.
That's saying that they got someone that had the look from the article company, and they go, we're going to get you some people that are going to produce music for you. They're going to get into the industry, and you're going to do all this.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens a lot. It's just, I think it's wrong. I mean, you're portraying the music industry a lot worse than what it is, because it isn't like all that, what people are saying. I'm sure people do their things at their shows. It is what it is. I mean, it's out there. Why not? If they do it, they do it. But people go to hear the music. People go to see the artists. People go to hear the experience. You know, seeing these people. You know, crying when they see an artist that they can't see because they're out of the country and things like that. You know, so it's just the experience. You know, now it's more like actually who the artist is in these clubs to actually see them than before. That it was like, it's kind of true. Back in the day, it was like whoever's on the flyer, they didn't give a crap. You just go to the club and just enjoy it. You know, now it's more like, oh man, I have this guy's coming down here. I haven't seen this guy in ages. I gotta go see him. So
yeah, it is what it is. You know, with these people, I hate when they actually try to make something. And the argument that they always tell me is like, oh, because of, you know, the shitty shit that happens, the drugs and whatnot. I'm like, hold the fuck up, bro. What are you telling me, that in the hip hop scene they don't do this?
In the hip hop scene, there's smoking 24/7. You know, Snoop Dogg does it on TV, live TV, on his podcast.
Yeah,
like, it's not like, don't tell me it doesn't happen. I mean, like, obviously it's gonna happen, but you know.
Like, and then what about the rock era where everybody was into rock? Are you telling me at that time Motley Crue and all these Guns N' Roses, that not once has they ever done coke?
Motley Crue has their Netflix special, and you see them doing it, and it was actually based on their life.
Yeah.
Same thing with Ozzy Osbourne. Same thing with Woodstock. Woodstock was all LSD and all this other stuff. I mean, dude, like, come on.
Like I tell people, it's like, yo, go fuck yourself, bro. When you're talking about telling me it's like, oh, EDM does drugs and whatnot. It's like, what, in your era when Woodstock happened, they were innocent? No. Oh, like everybody's singing Kumbaya and shit. We're all good. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Because people can go to the club at 1 o'clock in the morning and be there till 3 o'clock in the afternoon with no problem.
No. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Come on, bet. I managed to do that without any substance, and I was dead beat. I was just like,
you need a Red Bull. You need something. If you don't take anything,
yeah. I was like, bro, I need even water, or Red Bull, or something. But no, I was dead beat. And disclaimer, guys, I've never done drugs in my life. Only weed. Just putting it out there. Because now people, you know how in days shit gets out of the context, you know. I'm putting that out there. Only weed. I'm saying all that stuff because back then I saved all my money of when I go to these promotions. I saved my money. I did not spend 1 cent on a drink. Probably once. Because drinks are fucking expensive at that time.
Yeah, Miami's like $18 for a drink.
Exactly. So it's like, you know what? I'd rather spend $10 on a water. Because that's how normally I will spend on a drink outside of a club. I will spend, if I'm going out, $10 is like the peak. It's like, all right, okay, bet. You know, that's how much. And then go to the club, it's like, nope, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass. And even sometimes they try to screw you on the water too. It's like, yeah, $20. It's like, wait, what?
That's like 5 cases of water.
Yeah, what the hell? So even so, I gotta put these little disclaimers because now, you know how nowadays Twitter and social media, there's so many cancel cultures out there that they'll take the littlest words and they'll flip it around, and then everybody's like canceling you all around, man. And it's nuts. So unfortunately I have to say all this stuff, disclaimers, like that's not what I meant, because you never know, and down in the future when this shit actually takes off, some asshole decides to go on my earliest episodes and like, oh my god, he did drugs, and then puts out in Twitter, it's like, oh, I didn't know that he was a coke addict and shit. I was like, whoa, what?
No, well, you see that, like, oh, 6 years ago this person said this. I'm like, dude, that was 6 years ago. Like,
yeah, people learn from it. Like, what in the actual fuck? And the same thing goes with any of these artists, like, and even actors. You know, all these celebrities. I feel bad for, you know, The people are getting canceled now again because of what they do or what they're saying 6, 7, 10 years ago. Back then, they were a different person. Are they still doing the same thing?
Yeah, so
that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Kevin Hart thing. Like I remember that joke because I saw one of his stand-ups and he was saying that joke and it was hilarious at that time because not everybody was so fucking sensitive about shit that you cannot say about my son's gay joke shit, you know. And now 7 years ago, everybody's like, oh my god, he said this joke about his son if he was gay, blah blah blah. And then he couldn't perform the Oscars. And even so, he already apologized. He publicly say it was something I said a couple of years ago. I was dumb, you know. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not that person anymore. And a lot of people are like that too, you know. And still he couldn't get to the Oscars. And it's like, bro, that you just damaged someone's reputation and image just because
something happened years ago that wasn't a topic years ago. So
yeah, bro. Like, have you ever encountered some of this stuff around you with people that people are just so bitter that they want to cancel you or cancel Apex or any of the Treehouse people and stuff?
No, I mean, I think a lot of us in Treehouse, we don't post anything bad on social media. I don't post anything on social media that's negative or anything like that. Even with everything that's going on right now at the election, I didn't post any political stuff out there. I just put, look, whoever you guys vote for,
we're all united.
We're all united. You know, be positive. You know, I do a lot of TikToks. The only reason I do it is to spread positivity and make people laugh because there's too much negative out there. So I agree. Rather put the positive stuff out there than the negative.
I agree, bro. And I'm happy to hear that type of stuff. I thought I was the only one out there because I try to avoid politics as much as possible. And I could give a fuck who you vote. Biden, Trump, Joe Jorgensen, the libertarian, like the independents. I could give a fuck who you voted for. You vote for whoever you vote. But at the end of the day, we're all going to be next to each other. Like,
we're going to deal with the same thing that he's going to give us for 4 years. I mean, I've been with it for 20 years since I've been 18. I'm 38 now. So I've gone through 5 different elections. So I'm like, I'm still fine. I'm still here, you know.
And I feel like people like don't see that. Like people like they just like, I'm a Trump supporter and you're caca, fake news and blah blah. It's like, no, Black Lives Matter, Biden, Democrat, blah 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 blah. And it's like, calm down, everybody. Like
we're all gonna be fine. Like
we're all gonna be fine. Like, and I'm very open-minded about this type of stuff. And I'm not into politics per se, like at all. Like I could give a shit who's the president or who's the governor or who's the mayor. And the short reason why is because in Puerto Rico, we had the same thing. Same thing, you know, we got some Democrats, we got some Republicans, we got some independents, libertarians, like we got the same thing. Out of my years of experience living in my island, I saw the high level of corruption. It was retarded. Like all the things that people are seeing right now about Trump or the people are seeing about the Clintons, all about the shit that the people are seeing about Biden and other candidates or politicians, I experienced that in Puerto Rico. That was just the norm for us. And that just shows me how rigged the system is, how fucked up the system is. In fact, I remember a year in which a governor had a scandal about fraud, like stealing money. And then this year, a governor from this year got impeached and kicked out of office because of a scandal from a group chat, a fucking group chat that got leaked. And that shows you the level of ignorance and arrogance that the government has, that I foresee this so long that when I came over here to the States and shit like this was happening, I stand back. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Are you guys copying what we're doing? Like, what the fuck is going on? You guys are exactly doing what we were just doing, man. I left the island to get away from this shit. Why am I getting this shit now? So it's funny. It's funny that I see all this shit. And then at the end of the day, I said myself, like, you know, I'm politically unbiased. I have an open mind. I want to hear every side. I want to hear your side and I want to hear your side. And I want to hear why you think like that. And I want to hear why you think like that. And I draw my own conclusions. And that's how I became, you know, neutral. One of the things I do, I highly recommend if anybody watches, is like I watched the Joe Rogan Experience, man. To me, he brings conservatives, right wings, and leftists and Democrats, like liberals, like from each side. And even, bro, have you saw the Alex Jones episode?
I haven't seen that one yet, but I've seen Joe Rogan before, and that's
he's not
spot on.
And he's not affiliated with any political agendas with anybody. He's not a Democrat. He's not a Republican. He only goes with what he believes, and he's always neutral about it. I give kudos for him. I love listening to his podcast because that's exactly what I want to show. I want to demonstrate in my show too. It's like we're all in this together. We're all the same. Doesn't matter whether you're this or you're that. Like when you sit down in front of my microphone, we're just gonna have talk. That's it.
Yep.
I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your spins. That's one of the things I learned. Like when I see Fox News and then I see CNN News, I want to see what each side says because I want to understand the reasons to why. I don't know. I spoke up a little bit about that, but I feel like people should be much more open minded instead of like closed minded. One of the same things that I saw yesterday on the Biden speech and shit. One of the things like I even though you didn't vote for me, I'm still gonna be your president. Like.
That's what it is.
That's how it's supposed to be.
When you're in 6th grade and you voted for Sally as your president, she's your president for your classroom.
Yeah.
So it's like
and the same thing I said to myself when Trump won is like, well, I didn't like it. I don't like him at all, but he's my president. I can't deny that. And it's what you said earlier. Spread peace and love in all this, bro, because we're all gonna be together regardless. We're all gonna stick with each other, and it's incredible how these 4 years people have divided how the presidency or the administration itself, even or politics or government itself, because it's not just an administration. The government had the right as well to try to unify people, but they divided because they planted on that. They want that. It creates topics. Scenes, money, shit, whatever you call it. They poorly handle it, but again, it shouldn't be something that we should be divided about. We should be all unified because at the end of the day, I'm gonna sleep. You're gonna be my neighbor.
Yeah.
So are we gonna hate each other for the next 4 years again, or we're gonna find something in between that okay, what happened here? Let's move on. I don't want to hold a grudge. And you said it more clearly more than ever. Like, can you repeat that again? I totally forgot what it was.
What, the spreading positivity?
Well, besides the positivity, it was it doesn't matter who's the next president because you're still gonna go to sleep, you're still gonna wake up, and you're still gonna do your things. Nothing's gonna change much.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's like what happened the last 4 years? Nothing. I still got my same paycheck I got every single time. I still worked. I still did my things. It's like so I don't know.
Man. I didn't want to go that far on the political talk, but
it's fine.
It
was good. It was nothing bad.
Yeah. We're completely unbiased on everything, right? And we want to try to be like that. One of the things I wanted to talk to you because do you see Twitter often, or you could give it less? I
go on Twitter now a lot.
Oh, okay.
I'm a lot more on Twitter now than I used to be.
Have you?
So I think Twitter's a better platform
for what?
For anything, pretty much.
Really, you say?
Yeah, I think it's better than Instagram, in my opinion. So
interesting.
I have my tops.
Okay.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook's kind of losing itself a little bit.
I feel like the moment that Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter came around, Facebook started to lose its edges.
Yeah.
That's
Snapchat's dead. Snapchat is completely dead, I think. Snapchat is just there. I mean, I use it just to throw stuff on there, but I think TikTok took over the world right now a little bit.
Yeah.
Over that. But I think Twitter's getting itself back to what it used to be. So
have you seen any of these Twitter feuds? Or do you know any Twitter feuds that you happen to see in the EDM industry?
No.
Okay, so have you seen Must Die? You know who Must Die is?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen the Must Die versus Trapped Twitter feud?
No. I've not seen that one yet.
Okay, whenever you get a chance, go to Twitter, search for Must Die, and scroll down all the shit that was happening between Friday and yesterday. I was laughing my ass off. And Must Die is the I think he's the asshole that no one knew we needed it.
Okay.
Because he just I don't and it doesn't he doesn't just spew facts. It's just he has like a fight with everybody to prove them they're wrong.
So it's pretty much like what Dead Mouse was doing back in the day.
Yes,
when he was fighting about facts.
Yes,
and then Armin put him on the actual event.
Yes, he's the new Dead Mouse of this era. Yes, thank you. I was trying to look for the perfect word to describe it, and it was like, damn it, what was it? My God, Must Die versus Trap, because that's how I'm trying to pronounce his name. Happens to be a band, a rock band that he's very proud. He's pro Trump. He's pro MAGA all around. Obviously, Mazda is not. He hates Trump with all his guts. I mean, he made a song.
I can see that when I'm going through his feed right now. It's a lot of retweets about no more Trump and stuff like that.
It's hilarious, bro. He was going out because somebody tweeted, Trump versus Biden is like Must Die versus Trapped. Oh my God, what started this? It became with, I got screenshots that I have to send you. What started this was something that like, oh my God, everybody had nothing else to do. So they started watching the Must Die versus Trap. And Trap felt like he was one of those pro Trumps that he's like pro MAGA all around, that I don't care what you say. What you say is bullshit. MAGA pro life, blah, blah, blah. Second Amendment, blah, blah. and Mazda is like, huh? Dude, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you? Like, I'd never heard you in my life. It's like, oh, I'm one of those, rock stars and blah, blah. And then when they started digging out more information about these guy, bro, the memes could not stop. Apparently, this guy, his first week back in the day of releasing a song or an album, sold 600 copies.
That would have been good, like, I don't know, like 1920, but I don't know about now. Oh my God.
Bro, and then there was more to that, and then they were going back and forth, insulting each other, obviously. They were just going back and forth, and then, Trap had to put out, it's like, I had to cancel my show that I was going to do an acoustic show for 500 people, but the governor's a fuckhead, and she canceled it, and I couldn't do it, but so you know that I was going to show you how much we do. And then Must Die showed him a picture, cool story, bro, with him on a huge stage with his logo and like thousands of people on his stage.
Why do people get into fights like that? Like, and it's to the point that it's people in different genres of music that are going into fights. Eminem had a fight with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah,
that's the point of Machine Gun Kelly. Oh, look, I think he won a Grammy, but he won a Grammy for what? For like hippie poppy kid lovey music. It's like,
yeah, not real hip hop music.
So it's like Eminem made him go from rap to that. Like,
yeah. It's bro, it was just funny. It was funny. And then a few weeks ago, I don't know if you heard about this. Have you heard about canceling Ikali? Is that his name? Ikali?
I think I saw something about that.
All right, so do you know some of the story or not?
Not much of it.
All right, so the rundown about it is that according to many people and according to his ex-girlfriend, he was abusive and an alcoholic and a drug abuser. And you will think, like, when you listen to his music, it's like, that shit is just so happy music. Like, I don't see anything. But according to her former girlfriend, like, she filed a lawsuit and she came out because she couldn't handle, whatever she was going through. And then apparently a lot of people came out as well at the same time. It became a whole Me Too movement type shit in which she calls him out.
Okay, yeah, I remember. And I do remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
I did see that.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
It's funny you say that because I see a lot of videos on TikTok about this and it's the reason I'm using it is as a metaphor or whatever the thing's the same. Where you look at yourself in the mirror and the person is screaming through the mirror and then it's like it goes like this and then it cuts out to the person smiling. So a lot of people have a lot of demons inside of them.
Ooh.
And then it looks like they're all happy-go-lucky and they're doing all this stuff, but inside they're into so much depression, so much issues that you don't know about it. So it's like, yeah, his music sounds all, this and it's all good and all that, but we don't really know who a person is inside because some people hold things in so much, that it doesn't really go out there. So I mean, it could be true that he was into all that stuff and he was abusive or anything like that. It's just a lot of people have demons inside of them that don't release them. So that's an issue.
I agree, and I wanted to ask you, like, as a promoter, when you hear all this type of stuff, what do you guys do? What is the next procedure to this? Like, what do you go about it?
What, to like book them or anything like that, or
in general as a promoter? When a promoter hears the stories about these certain artists that they booked before or they're planning to book, what do you guys do when you hear these stories? How do you guys take it? Like, you guys take it with a grain of salt, or you guys like all decided like, it's a bad image, let's not go about it?
I mean, it happened a couple of years ago. I mean, we had it's
that's sick.
If it's a bad image, if it's a bad image, I mean, we have to just hey, look, it's just push it aside. Get look, we're just gonna postpone it for now until we get the full details. Same thing that happens in the NFL and any sports team. I mean, if someone has an issue like that, they go, look, we're gonna suspend you for a couple of weeks, until we know exactly what's going on, and then hopefully it clears up. WWE does it. A lot of companies do it. It just sucks. I mean, it happened to the previous artist that just, God rest his soul, he passed away, Eric Murillo.
He had a case he had a case. I heard about that.
Of a rape and all that. And, obviously, he committed suicide. I mean, we're never going to know what the full story is, if it did happen, if it didn't happen,
But we're never going to know because,
But it's like that. You don't know what the person's living through in life, or, if they're depressed in life. I mean, a lot of us have escapes out there that we do to get out of this whole entire thing. So maybe his escape was music. Maybe they got into an argument and just the demon came out and things happened. So it sucks. It really does,
It really is. As I scroll down more about this whole cancel Ikala thing, I was like, damn, that actually sucks. And then I keep seeing like, oh, great, another one. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's like, oh, okay, they're talking about that sick and all that. And then I look even more further, and then I was like, no, that's like, it's not the only one, or Ikali is not the one. There's much more. And they actually, like, I was looking into it. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on here? Like, there's a whole lot more that I know, allegedly. Some of these are not allegedly. Like, that's it. I don't believe it's allegedly. Like, I've seen videos, and I've talked to homies from the labels who had toured with him, that they say that this is a normal behavior of him.
Yeah.
So that gives me the proof that, okay, that sick is this sick-minded. I hope he's getting some help. I don't know. I could care less about him. I don't want him in my show.
Well, no, it freaks you out. It gets to the point that, I have, people that message me all the time. Oh, I want to party with you. Great. 9 times out of 10, I don't try getting close to people. Not because of anything bad. I'll say hi, whatever. I don't buy anybody any drinks. I don't do any of that stuff because there's 2 artists that same thing happened to them, which is Dubs. Happened to them. I think it got thrown out because it was a lie, but they were also charged with that type of thing also.
I'm gonna get into that, but have you heard about Bass Nectar being a groomer?
No, I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah.
Oh no, yes. Yeah, I did. Because the thing is, at the Powerhouse chat, they write a lot of this stuff, so I get a lot of their information from them.
Yeah.
There are a lot of bass heads, but any movement that's out there, if it's a Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter movement, and things like that, everything is like you're walking on eggshells. You say one wrong thing, or you do one wrong thing, and you are front and center of the spotlight.
And and I feel like some of these people who actually did it, they should be on the spotlight and they should go through that bullshit, But then there's these other people that I go in defense, in which I know this person for the longest time, they're not like that. Even if maybe he may have some demons in it, but I know he's not like that. And that's something I always practice even today. Every time I go out to a party or club or a festival or why not, I'm in work mode all the time.
Yep.
I It's not that I'm afraid of women. I just stay away for any potential people that believe that they could get me just because I
you don't know what's gonna happen. You really don't.
And that's sad that we're right now on that moment of walking on eggshells because we don't know what's gonna happen, and we don't know whether I say the wrong thing, and all of a sudden, bam, like I'm now on the horrible evil villain that.
Mm-hmm.
I had people try to cancel me. If I kid you not, I've heard rumors of people try to cancel me.
Yeah, you got to be. It's
like the people that know me. They know me. They know who the type of person I am. So that's why I never give so much attention about it, and I could give a free futz about it. I know the people who are, but it's ridiculous.
Especially now that everything's on social media, it's like you have to be super careful what you write with people. You have to be like super it's like, dude, you can't like
you can't even like something. I'll tell you why. Because one of my former managers, he was when the whole Me Too movement was happening, somebody was coming out saying that this base dude, Hatcha, was a piece of shit. He was trying to get to me and blah 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 blah. And then somebody replied on her saying like, yo, you gotta understand, like, we're walking on eggshells, like this is all allegedly, and you're trying to tarnish someone's name because you heard about it. What, like, you need to have your facts in check in order to make sure something around the lines that they were saying. My former manager, all he did was like that post, that comment, and then all of a sudden this girl started attacking him and attacking him, putting him on blast. It's like, don't book this guy's artist because he supports rape and blah 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 blah.
So that's why I don't like it. Like usually on Twitter, I'll like regular posts, but anything that has to do like I am for this or for that, nope. I'm not trying to get myself involved in any of that stuff because, and if I believe in it, great. I believe in it. My people know that my friends know that I believe in whatever I believe, but I don't have to like anything because it just opens a can of worms to a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
So
it sucks that, in today's world now we're all walking in eggshells, and this is the type of shit that we had to go through, man. And